Hello and welcome to Autocar Professionals India EV Conclave. Today we have with us Mr. Mahesh Babu from Olectra Greentech. Hello, sir. Hi.
Hello.
Sir, my first question is around electrification of buses and heavy vehicles in India. Okay, gathering momentum. What are the key success factors behind it?
I think if you look at commercial vehicles, electric buses are a good success factor till now. If you look at the overall bus market, it's about 120,000. We have about 4,200 vehicles adoption last year, and this year we are looking at 6,000 plus adoption. That's about 3.5% to 5%. But the success is not all segments of are electrified. Mainly the city buses are mainly electrified. If you look at city bus adoption, it's already about 10%. So government is putting a lot of efforts. There are PM E-Drive, PM E-Bus Seva, there was FAME 2 before. The tendering system has been well, I would say, refined over a period of time, and all stakeholders consultation has happened. Both MHI, Niti Aayog and CESL have worked with STUs, stakeholders, industry and many others, and they have refined over a period of time the tendering mechanism, which is win-win for the state transport undertaking, industry, even the operators, and also the government. So I would say the city bus market EV adoption is a success factor. Even now we have about close to 11,000 bus tender opened by CESL, which is one of the significant numbers. Even if you take, there is no other tenders across the world where you have single entity giving a 11,000 order. So there are a lot of shoots which are very positive in terms of policy, industry adoption, as well as consumer like STUs and the final consumers like the commuters who are getting into the electric bus. So I would say electric bus is a city electric bus is a very successful factor. Having said that, there are huge potential. About 80% of the bus market is private. So if something can be done, we are seeing some shoots around city intercity transport in private segment. Similarly, if you look at the trucking industry, you are seeing some adoption in last mile, mid mile deliveries. Similarly, we are seeing a bulk movement of about 55 ton, specific adoption in terms of tipper, mining trucks. Those things are seeing pilots going on now. Not actually a big amount is getting, a quantum is getting deployed in EV in commercial vehicles, but going forward I would say there is a potential to it. So by and large in the commercial vehicle segment, I think city bus is the best example of EV adoption so far.
Okay. Sir, there has been a lot of volatility in because of geopolitics, especially on rare earth magnet side. How do you, how do you play it? How do you see it play out over the next few years, and the possible impact or focus on localization going ahead?
See, localization is one of the important factor. I think Government of India very clearly has specified either in PM E-Drive or FAME 2 or any other incentives government is giving a clear focus on local value add in terms of overall vehicle as well as component wise. Very clearly they have specified. I think that's led to a lot of supply chain resilience happening within the country. Having said that, auto industry, as I told in the panel, you will see supply chain disruption. I think supply chain mastering is auto industry's strength. It's not only product. I think the way in which we are handling supply chain, whether it is during COVID period or the microchip challenges which we came in, or we had now recently rare earth magnet challenge. I think we have mastered the art of understanding the disruption, working around it and working with all stakeholders including government, and then finding a solution to make sure what consumer wants is being processed in our industry and we deliver them at the right value proportion. Having said that, will the supply chain be stable? Yes, we wish the supply chain be stable as auto industry, but disruptions are inevitable. Looking at geopolitics, looking at what's happening across the world on serious nationalism sentiments, At the same time, we'll have to work together with stakeholders to create value. I think in long term, it is important that we work maximum on the value chain to create value within the country. At the same time, we need to work with like-minded stakeholders to invest together, work together, because you can't do everything, including from rare earth mining to processing to things like that. So we need to work around in what value chain we want to be in, which value chain we want to partner, and it must have options. I think most important thing is everything importing and everything local is not good for the industry. According to me, I may be wrong. The thing is, you must have one local option, you must have an import option, and any given day, in terms of cost, in terms of supply chain challenges, we will be able to de-risk between them.
Okay. Sir, where do you see the industry, let's say, end of 2030?
I think you have seen today the EV industry's growth. I think on a very good day on a auto industry, which is after the GST, I think the industry is growing at 10%, whereas EV is going at much higher than 20-30%. So that's a clear indication that the rate of growth of EV, while there may be a small base, but always growth brings in innovation, growth brings in new market, growth brings in people and technology and innovation into it, and hence the higher growth rate will be in the EV industry. Now, according to me, when in my last tenure, when we are making three-wheeler, everybody was saying three-wheeler is not going to be a great success because EV is a very intensive technology. Today, you have seen three-wheelers crossing already 50%. You never know. In India, consumers are very clear. As long as you have value with the product, either in terms of commercial vehicle means total cost of ownership. I think in personal vehicle means enough features, range and comfort. I think people are ready to go to the next step in terms of adoption of new technologies like EV. But at the same time, we need to address many things like charging infrastructure, availability of them to consumers and many more. So I would say that three-wheelers have crossed above 50% already. Electric buses in city would cross about, I would say, 50% by 2030. Overall bus market, I would say, would be around between 15 and 20%.
Okay.
Overall.
Overall. Okay. Sir, what are your views on the moderation of subsidies or phasing out of subsidies eventually? Do you see that as a possible impact in the near term?
See, India can't afford subsidies for, let's say, for life. I think subsidies are to bring in a change in the society for the well-being of the society to some extent till we understand the benefit of no pollution, tailpipe pollution in the city, cost of economics much better due to operating cost, because this education can be given only by practically using them. So government is doing their best, working with industry, others to give subsidy for people to realize. I think the critical mass, as we talked in the industry, is about 20% adoption plus when it happens. Then it automatically takes on by himself. The 20%, I think we'll have to look at segments. 20% in city buses, 20% in intercity buses. Similarly, you look at 20% in mopeds versus bikes. So we'll have to look at that segment wise. I think once it crosses 20%, reasonably people's education is good enough, it makes its own merit, and then we'll have to look at tapering subsidy. But eventually, we can't run a business only on subsidy. It has to stand on its own, and which we believe EV will stand its own over a 5 to 10 years time.
So competition in this segment has also grown, but Olectra has made a mark. How do you see the future for the company in terms of product launches, carving a path for itself?
See, as Olectra Greentech, we have been a pioneer in e-bus segment. We were one of the first to make electric bus, and if you look at cumulative electric bus sales, we are number 2 today, and last year we are number 1 in terms of electric bus registrations. This year we are already closer to top 1 or 2, and we are confident that we'll end up in the top 2 in EV bus registration this year as well. Now, most of the Olectra techs past have been tie up with BYD and the technology which we have been. Recently, we have also got homologation approval with the new blade batteries in the bus segment. Going forward, we are looking at leveraging BYD's technology, but at the same time creating our own products. So you will see more and more Olectra Greentech products going forward. We will leverage both BYD's technology and we will leverage even other supply chain and our own IPR's products going forward. So we see the benefits of both. We will develop products which are grounds up, which will be a Olectra IPR, and we will also partner with good credible partners like BYD to use their battery technologies and other systems to leverage our strength in technology as well. So we are not only looking at bus. You have seen already we have sold close to 100 plus trucks. We are looking in commercial vehicle segment to look at multiple opportunities, like we will soon come up with 55-ton truck. We are looking at, we have already supplied mining tippers, and we are looking at multiple products around it. So we want to play a very vital role in EV, not only in the bus segment. Soon you will see products coming out in other segments as well.
Okay. Sir, how do you assess the readiness of state transport undertakings to shift to electric?
I think state transport undertaking have been very, very cooperative in terms of EV adoption. I think the intent is very much there. But there are challenges as well. Having said that, we face the same challenges as industry. I don't blame them because they also will face such things when they adapt to EV. The EV adoption, particularly in depots, needs electricity, needs infrastructure development before you actually deploy the electric buses, which is different than the diesel buses. I think the STUs think that we'll order electric buses, it will come to the depot, it will start running, and then slowly, parallelly, they will develop infrastructure. It will not happen in EV unless you have a charging infrastructure, unless you have a power supply. So that's the learning STUs are doing. If you look at, that's one of the questions everybody will ask. Olectra Greentech has so much orders, why are you not quickly delivering? We have a capacity. We can produce 2,500 buses in a shift, 5,000 in 2 shifts any given day. But the reality is, if I make them, I can't deploy them because it takes more time for the depots to get power supply, infrastructure readiness, and so on and so forth. There are some opportunity charging we need to put for a particular route. We need power supply there, and so on and so forth. So we are still number one in terms of EV bus registrations, and we always on the top 2. So we are able to give maximum what market can adopt. So that's where we are leading the market. Whether we can able to do high, yes, we are willing to do high, but we have to work on the complete ecosystem to make the depot, power, electricity, infrastructure ready, apart from building electric buses as well. But I think the rate of adoption is slowly improving day by day. I think with this new tender of another 10,900, with we supplying another 8,000 to 9,000 buses and other competitors delivering another 5,000-6,000 buses, I think by another two years time, I think all the STUs would have electric vehicles, and many of them would have learned how to handle it, and I think the adoption will be much faster.
Thank you so much for talking to us, sir. Thank you.